Okay. And we're going to add a bit of. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to some of you, depending on where you're at in the world right now. Oh, so my first live stream, my first live stream, at least on YouTube. It is October, the first Monday of October, and October is Inktober. And Inktober, for those who don't know, is basically a challenge to try to draw for every day of the month. You try to draw something. I suck at drawing. I've never been very good at it. I would like to be better at it, but it's never been my thing. And so I have an iPad here. I've got Procreate. I've got this little glove, so which apparently is supposed to make sure I don't like smear the screen or visually draw. So it looks weird, but is what it is. So I have all of this. I've got a layout, and what we're going to do today, or at least what I am going to do, and you will either watch now or watch later, or however you fit. I am going to follow this tutorial, this draw with flow, and see how well we get to drawing this beautiful iced coffee here. So full disclosure, of course, I did not do the tutorial, the art with flow. I've never done this one before. I have followed a couple of hers in the past. I think she's incredible. And if you're not familiar with art with flow and you're just hearing about her for the first time and you want to learn how to draw, despite my lack of talent in the digital art space, you should still follow and see how well you can do with some of her stuff. She has a lot of them. She's been around for a long time. Does a lot of cool stuff. Modern day Bob Ross. So let's get started. The way this is going to work is I'm going to kind of play it. I'll probably have to pause it several times. This is a 35-minute video, 36 minutes, and I'm sure I will make this and stretch this out into, well, probably 2.5 hours. So I'm going to try not to. We'll see how fast we can do, and we'll do all of that. Screen zone out beforehand. And yeah, let's get to it.
You can draw this in Procreate. Remember that cute bubble tea we created together?
We did not do the bubble tea.
We are going to create a little friend for him.
I am, however, drinking a little iced coffee for the iced coffee.
Step of creating this iced coffee. You don't need any experience with drawing or with Procreate at all.
We will see.
Using free brushes, only brushes that are already in the app, and brushes from my Procreate treasure chest.
We have downloaded.
You can get it by going to freefromflow.com.
Okay. Worth noting, I have downloaded. One of the cool things about this tutorial is if you go into the description on this YouTube page, it does have a link to get the free brush pack and the color palette that we will be using. I believe I already have it here. Let's go down at the bottom, the very bottom. Probably move this to the top. Let's do that as best we can. Downloaded a lot of these. Okay. So there we go. That way it's at the top. I should have done that before the video. But, trial and error.
Once you have reached the end of this tutorial and you feel all proud of your work, then go ahead and share it. If you're sharing it on social media, on Instagram, then don't forget to tag me in the image, not just in the description, because that way I will be able to find your work and maybe we'll see it in the next video.
I am on Instagram. I will be sharing this on Instagram, and I will make sure that handle is in the description when this video gets posted. But I will also say that I am unbearably positive on Instagram. You'll find me there. I do stream some video game stuff on Twitch. You'll find a lot of video game clips and stuff like that. But I will try to post this art, and I'm going to make sure to tag Flo in it as well. For better or worse, he is going to be made aware of this drawing by the end of this video.
Just like these awesome results from my friends at Patreon. That's the place you can go if you want to watch even more Procreate tutorials. You can find more than 100. Now for this tutorial, we will be working on a canvas that is 2300 pixels by 3000 pixels, and the
Got
color
that.
profile is set to sRGB.
That
And
too.
I have created a color palette for you, which I have linked in the description. So now
Mhm.
let's get started. The first thing we'll do is change our background color. Let's go to the layer menu and then tap the background color here.
Okay.
And then we'll pick this first color in the color palette. Then we'll go and grab a brush.
Yep.
We are going to use the monoline
I'm already
brush,
screwing
which
this
you
up.
can find
There we
under
go.
calligraphy. And for our color, we are going to use this one over here. It's the fourth color in the first row. And to create the cup for our iced coffee, we are going to use the symmetry tool. You can turn it on by going to the wrench, then to canvas.
Not fast enough.
And then turn on the drawing guide.
Okay, canvas.
Then go
Drawing
to
guide.
edit drawing guide. And then here at the bottom, you see symmetry.
Symmetry.
Then go over here and tap done.
Okay.
And now whatever you draw on the left side will also show up on the right side and vice versa.
Beautiful.
I have the opacity of the brush set to 100% and the size is set to 34%.
34%.
But in this case, the size doesn't really matter. If you like working with a bigger brush, you can definitely do that. We are going to make a shape of a cup. We are going to start out here. Then we'll go down and make a rounded shape here at the bottom. Now you can see that it's not super tidy here at the bottom, so we can fix that by rotating our screen, or actually our canvas, not our entire screen.
Okay.
And we can just go over and try to fix that a little bit.
Smooth it out. Okay, so I will admit my cup.
A couple of tries.
My cup needs a bit of work.
Tidy.
Doesn't look so much like a
don't
cup.
worry if your cup is a little bit wonky. It'll
My
give
cup
it
is
character.
super wonky.
And we will need another little bit of a rounded shape here at the top. Now we can do it like this, or if it's easier, then you can.
We're already gonna pause. We've already screwed up here. As you can see, look at this mess. Look at this mess. This is a terrible looking cup. It's not even shaped like a cup. Okay, this is gonna be so much of this video is gonna be like me doing something and being like, "Oh, this is terrible," and then redoing it. That's okay. That's okay. It's how we learn. How we learn. You learn more in your failures and you do your successes. And trust me, you guys get to use this as an example. You will absolutely do better than I'm doing, which means that if you've ever wanted to draw, you can absolutely draw. So, I'm just butchering this whole thing. But here's what it is. This is our cup. It's not great.
You can also, again, rotate your canvas. For me, it's a little bit easier to make this motion.
Rotating.
So let's go and connect these areas over here.
All right, we're going to connect these
So
areas.
get something that looks like this. And don't worry if you feel like it's too broad, too tall. You can always change that later. Now once you have this, let's drag in the color to fill the shape. Next we are going to duplicate the shape. You can do that by dragging to the left on the layer and then tap duplicate.
Duplicate.
Now we're going to fill this layer with a different color. Let's go to the color palette and let's pick this color over here. It's the fourth color in the second row.
Fourth color, second row.
Onto the shape. And you know, we are actually not going to use the symmetry tool anymore, so let's get rid of that vertical line. Let's go to the wrench, then to canvas, and then turn off the drawing guide.
Turning off
Next,
drawing
we'll go to the move and transform tool. That's the little arrow over here. And here at the bottom, make sure you set it to freeform.
All right.
Now we're going to make this shape a little bit smaller. You can do that by dragging the blue little handles. Let's pull it.
Okay, let's see if we can fix this a bit.
And to the side over here. And to the side over here.
Oh, our cup is
let's go a little bit lower here.
Our cup is wonky.
Just like this. So try to make sure that it has that same thickness all over that.
Okay, we're gonna come in just a little bit more.
You can tap the little arrow again.
Oh.
Next, we are going to drag this layer underneath the cup layer. So you won't be able to see it anymore, but we are going to fix that. We are going to go to this layer one, tap it, and then turn on mask.
So we're going to do a couple little things here. First things first, we are going to erase just a little bit here. So I'm not a big fan of how this is looking so far. It's shaping up. Oh boy, what have I done? What have I done? Oh no. Okay. We're gonna tighten this up just a bit. Okay. course, I probably should have kept the symmetry tool on, but that's okay. All right. Our cup has a lot of character, right? And that's the important part. Character. All right.
Right now, the mask is fully white.
Oh, I've already forgot what we were doing. Okay, we did the cup.
Next, we are going to drag this layer
Drag it under.
the cup layer.
Did that.
So you won't be able to see it anymore, but we are going to fix that. We are going to go to this layer one, tap it, and then turn on mask.
Ooh.
Right now, the mask is fully white, so it'll show everything that is on this layer, but as soon as we start painting on this with black, we'll start masking things.
Ah, okay.
Now let's go to the brushes and let's go to the treasure chest brush pack.
All right, art with flow, little treasure pack.
You can get it through free from flow.
Okay.
And now let's go to the dark noise brush.
Got that. All right. So far, so good. What do we got?
We are going to set the color of our brush to black. You can double tap here at the bottom of the circle.
Included it in the palette.
Let's make the brush nice and big. Let's set it to 55%. The opacity is at 100%.
Okay.
Now let's go over the cup.
All right.
And make sure that we can see our coffee. Go along the sides.
I don't know if I can see the coffee yet.
And we want to make the center the most clear. We still want to see the outsides of our cup.
Okay. How are we doing?
So it should look something like this. Then we are going to switch brushes and we'll switch to the spackle brush. And I will switch to white. You can double tap in this.
Okay. So far, let's take a look. We're trying. Okay, we're gonna tighten this up a little bit. We need a bit of that coffee, right? A little coffee action. Okay. We got. Okay, we're not doing great yet. Okay, so what did we miss? We needed
sides.
Okay, we did that. We're looking pretty good.
We want to make the center the most clear.
Center the most clear. What does that mean?
The outsides.
Okay.
Of our cup.
Sides of the cup.
It should look something like this. Then we are going to switch
like
brushes and we'll switch to the spackle brush. And I will switch to
spackle
white. You can double tap in this area to select pure white.
Okay. I think that is.
The opacity of this brush is set to 75% and let's set the size to 45%.
Okay, 45.
Now let's go along the outside and bring some of that back.
Okay.
This is enough. Now we'll go back to the dark noise brush and we'll stick with white and we'll set the size to 20% this time.
We'll go back
on
to
this side. I want to create a little highlight.
No, slow down.
Only on this side.
Okay, dark
we don't
noise.
want it on that side as well. So we need to turn.
So much going back. Okay.
This is enough.
Okay. We got enough.
We'll go back to the dark noise brush.
We got this.
And we'll stick with white.
Okay.
And set the size to 20% this time.
20%.
And on this side, I want to create a little highlight, but only on this side.
Okay.
We don't want it on that side as well. So we need to turn off symmetry. Let's go to the layer, tap over here.
Symmetry on the whole time?
Drawing assist. And then tap the layer mask again. Make sure to do that, otherwise you will be painting on the layer
I didn't realize
on the layer mask.
That's on me.
Now let's make a little line over here, a little bit diagonal.
A little diagonal line, okay.
Like the soft highlight on the cup.
Okay.
Now we're going to switch brushes again. Let's go up here and use the fine liner brush, also part of the treasure chest.
Okay, fine liner, fine liner, fine liner.
The opacity of this brush is at 100%. And let's set the size to 25%.
25. Using all the big brushes.
Let's rotate our canvas.
Okay, we're gonna rotate.
First, we are going to make this top part brighter.
Okay.
You know what? We can actually turn drawing assist back on to make our life easier. We can just tap this layer first.
Okay.
Turn on drawing assist and then go back to the layer mask. Don't forget that. And we can just go over here.
Okay.
And we will need to do half of the work this way.
I appreciate that. Less work is better.
Do this on one side. So this is the top of the cup. And let's also make a little edge a little bit lower. So we'll start about here.
What are we doing? Oh, we're making a leg?
And I'm making it a little bit sketchy with low pressure just to find the right line. And you can make it with more confidence after that.
More confident. We have the most confident line you've ever seen. This is gonna be beautiful. There we go.
Make sure that it's a little bit rounded here on the side.
Of course, I've already screwed this up, right? Oh, what have I done?
So something like this. Let's turn it around. And I want to add some extra light on top of it. Let's go and grab that spackle brush again.
Spackling it.
Let's make the brush a little bit smaller. Let's set it to 10%.
Okay.
And let's add some light here on top of that line that we have just created.
Yeah.
Let's go back and make the brush a bit bigger again, 45%. And add some subtle spackles here on top.
45.
Now, let's go back to the monoline brush. You can find it under calligraphy. Go to the monoline brush. Now let's make a new layer on top of this layer with the liquid. Let's tap the plus. And to make sure that whatever we are going to draw on this layer will only show up on our liquid, we're going to tap the layer and use coloring mask. And for our color,
bear with me, we're going to go here.
This one over here, first color, in the third row.
Mask,
and the opacity
first
of the
color,
brush is still
third
at
row.
100%, and the size is at 34%. Still is.
Okay.
And now let's make some dripping chocolate.
Ooh, dripping
Just some drips. Some a little bit longer. You can take a break halfway, no worries. And then just continue. This one is a little bit longer, has a little bit of wobbles. And then all the way to the right, and then loop around. Make sure to close your shape and then drag in the color.
Oh, we gotta close the shape.
To make more layers, first we'll tap the liquid layer and then tap the plus for a new one. And now for our color, we are going to grab this one over here.
I did something wrong, right? Because this is, well, maybe not. Maybe it's just supposed to be that fuzzy. I feel like, okay. Take a look at it flows. You see how like dark chocolatey that looks like. Those looks pretty good. Mine, okay. But that's okay. That's okay. This is what this is all about. This is about learning, about developing. I got a wonky shaped cup. Our little iced tea or iced coffee is gonna be a little special. Eclectic. Speaking of iced coffee, time to have a drink. The ice is making that really hard to get to. This seemed like a good idea at the time. I'm having some serious regrets. That's okay.
Here, the third color in the second row.
All right, third color, second row.
Now we're going to make wavy lines on our liquid. Start here.
Wavy lines on the liquid.
And wave all the way to the right. Loop around. Close the shape. And then drag in the color.
Dragging in the
color. For
color.
our next one, we'll tap the plus again. And then we'll go to this color, second color in the second row.
Okay.
And then we'll make another wavy line.
All right. So clearly I've already done something wrong. My other line is behind it. So back up a little bit. What did I do wrong? So we follow me through. Did the thing.
Wobbles. And then all the way to the right, and then loop around. Make sure to close your shape.
Yeah.
And then drag in the color.
Drag and drop. All right.
Next, we are going to make more layers. First,
we forgot the layer.
And tap the plus for a new one.
I knew it.
And now for our color, we are going to grab this one over here, the third.
It's okay to make mistakes.
The second row.
We learn more in our failures than we do our success.
Lines on our liquid.
I'm gonna keep saying that. I'm gonna keep failing.
And wave all the way to the right. Loop around. Close the shape, and then drag in the color. Then for our next
and we need the color.
Plus again. And then we'll go to this color, second color, in the second row. And then we'll make another wavy line.
Okay.
Just do whatever. Loop around, close the shape,
And drag
dragging
and
the
drop.
color.
Figuring
Onto
it out.
the next one, again, tap the plus for a new layer,
Okay.
and then we'll use a different color again. We'll use the
What do we got,
darkest
Flo?
one over here, the first color,
All
and
right,
the
that is a
second
coffee
row.
looking flavor.
And I will make another wavy line over here. Our final wavy line.
I imagine we're gonna close it off.
Loop around.
Yeah,
Close the shape,
see? Who's
and
learning?
drag in the color.
Drag and drop, baby.
Next, we are going to work on our whipped cream. But first, I
Ooh.
feel like I can make my cup a little bit thinner, a little bit longer perhaps. And perhaps you feel the same way about your cup. Or not,
My cup
you
could
can
use
just
a lot
skip
of
a
work,
step,
though.
but I'm going to change it a little bit. And to do that, I'm going to select all of the layers. You can do that by dragging to the right on the layers until they are all blue.
Drag them all.
Then we'll go to the move and transform tool, the little arrow.
Okay.
And while it's set to freeform, you can make it a little bit thinner,
What am I doing?
a little bit longer if you like. Just want it to be a little bit thinner. And I'll move it down a little bit so we have more room for our whipped cream. I think it's okay like this. Let's tap the arrow and let's move on to the whipped cream. Let's make a layer on top of all the others.
I want to say I think ours is doing pretty good. Right? Like, I don't think we need. I don't think we need to do a whole lot of changes. But let's see here. I mean, we could go a little narrow. I don't think narrow is the right way to go. Although I will say this does look like more like pottery. Hey, coffee can absolutely be served in pottery. So, not out of the woods yet. This is just more like one of those homemade cups. Those fancy ones. Okay, so here we go. Let's try it.
And now for our brush, I want to use the script brush. It's also part of the calligraphy brushes. It comes with Procreate.
I'm doing the script brush.
We are going to use this one over here, the third color and the third row.
All right, third color, third row.
The opacity of the brush is set to 100% and the size is set to 15%.
Okay, 15%. It's a good size.
First layer of whipped cream. And you might want to rotate your canvas. You might need multiple tries. Don't worry. I will probably need.
We're gonna try this in one, guys. I think we got this.
Cut 99 of the tries out. I'll start here. Then move to the right. Then up a little. And then back here.
Okay.
And you can see that it.
All right. We'll try some one, everybody. Here we go. We're gonna follow it around. We're going to start in the middle here, and we're going to go around and loop and down and give it a little helmet and come around. Close that off a little bit. Okay. Let's see what feel all right with that. I feel like our shapes are mostly aligned, right? Looking at mine, looking at Flo's, looking at mine, looking at Flo's, mine, Flo. I think we're good. Okay.
It's a little bit wobbly. It's not touching over here. But
Okay,
first,
come on,
let's just drag in a color. And now we are just going to fix it a little bit by going to the magic wand and then to liquefy.
Ooh.
Set liquefy to push.
Okay.
Make sure that distortion and momentum are set to none, and I have pressure set to max.
What was the other one? Okay, wait.
Just
Pressure max, momentum 0.
Parts of this cream.
Okay.
Until it nicely touches that edge. Perhaps
Touching.
I can move it outward a little bit here.
A little outward, yeah, a little bit more apparently. Okay, a little more. All right. Whipped cream's gonna be coming off the side there, Flo.
And over here, I can see we have a little gap, so we can fix that later. So something like this looks good. Let's grab the brush. Let's fix this little gap. And now we are going to make another layer of cream on top. Let's add a new layer by tapping the plus. But to be able to see this cream, we are going to grab a different color.
All right.
Let's just grab this color for now, that fourth color in the third row.
Okay.
And this won't be the final color. It's just so we can see our cream. We'll start a little bit to the right here. Make a curved line to the right. Then back. Close.
Okay. So basically, we're doing the same shape. Easy peasy, right? We did it in one shot last time. We're going to try it in one shot this time. All right. This one's for Flo, everybody. We got this. Okay. All right. Okay, not quite as good.
The shape and drag the color into fill it. And again, we can
Let's-
definitely use liquefy over here.
Ours looks a little
Push and pull this cream.
Ours might look a little bit like somebody dropped a little turd on our coffee. We're going to try to fix that. We're going to see what we can do. We're going to try the liquefy. All right, work for Flo. It's going to work for us. All right, we're gonna come on up. Well, maybe it's just a little chocolate foam. We're gonna bring that down just a little bit. Do it. Let's see how she wants this final thing to look. Okay. Yeah. See, right? Well, doing okay.
Just easier to correct it than to find the shape you want in one motion. Alright, on to the next one. Let's go to the layer menu. Let's tap the plus and let's grab that lighter color again, that third color in the third row.
Okay. Third color.
Let's make another layer.
All right, one more layer.
To the right.
Try this one more time. All right, we'll even follow along this time. We're going to
up, and fill the shape. Then again, let's go to liquefy.
Liquefy. We're getting good at this.
Push and pull a little bit.
Oh no. Oh. Okay. Oh, what did I do? I did something. Okay. All right. Liquefy. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Get that up there a little bit. We'll just rest on top.
Lower here on the right, and a bit higher here on the left.
All right. A little high on the right.
On to the next. Let's go to the layer menu. Tap the plus. Then move on to that other color again, fourth color in the third row.
Going too fast.
And let's make another whoopee.
Oh no. Oh. Okay, we got this. We got this. All right, bear with me, everybody. We're gonna. Oh, what have I done? I'm butchering it. You know what? It's gonna have a little bit of a hair thing going on, right? It's fine. Fine. In fact, I dare say, I think it even looks better. All right. What do we miss?
Go a little bit lower here on the right.
We did this. We got ours looking. Ours is a little funky.
All right. On to the next. Let's go to the layer menu. Tap the plus.
New layer. Okay.
Move on to that other color again. Fourth color in the third row.
Fourth color, third row.
And let's make another whoopee.
Okay.
Go down.
One more shot at this. We got
this time again, it'll be a little bit smaller than the previous one. Drag in the color. And again, let's go to liquefy.
And
let's push and pull it a little bit.
Already lost my liquefy button.
It's a bit like sculpting our cream. And then for our final bit of cream, let's go and make a new layer again.
One more layer.
Move to the different color again, third color.
Third color, we got it.
Let's move our canvas down just a little bit, and we'll make a final whoopee here.
Here we go.
Like this.
Ooh.
Drag in the color. And I actually like the way this one looks. I do see a little gap over here. I can see a little bit of purple peeping through. So let's go.
We've got
to this
no gaps, everybody.
I'm going to go
this
to
looks
the liquefy
so far
tool,
so good.
and I'll push this up a little bit.
So
that gap is gone. And just tap the magic wand again. And again. I see our coffee is looking pretty good. High up. So let's just move it down a little bit. Let's select all of the layers again by dragging to the right.
Oh, we gotta drag all the layers, huh?
And go to the move and transform tool.
Okay, we're gonna move it all down.
Pull it down a little bit. Now we are going to add some texture to our cream. But before we do that, we can actually make these brown layers of cream, make them light as well. So let's drag on the color.
All right, what did we miss?
Layer as well. Drag the color onto it. And I do.
Sorry,
and I'll push this up a little bit. So
did that.
Gap layers again by dragging to the right.
Okay,
all of these.
You dragged it all down. Did that. We missed something. What did I miss?
Let's
I miss
just
Flo.
pull it down a little bit. Now we are going to add some texture to our cream.
Okay.
But before we do that, we can actually make these brown layers of cream, make them light as well. So let's drag on the color. Then on this layer as well.
Well, that makes things a little easier, right?
And I do see that this one is a little bit flat. Let's go to that one. That's layer 9 over here. Let's go to the liquify tool again. Let me just pull
And she's calling us out, everybody.
a little bit. That's better. Now we are going to add texture to these layers.
Okay.
But to make sure that we don't paint outside of these shapes, we are going to turn on alpha lock.
Okay.
So let's tap a layer and tap alpha lock.
Tap a layer,
Let's
tap
do
an
that for
alpha.
all of these layers. You can also just slide to the right on these layers to turn on alpha lock. And let's start with the bottom one. We are going to grab a different brush from the treasure chest.
All right, back in the chest.
We are going to use the spackle brush again.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
For the color, we are going to use this one over here.
All right, that fourth color.
In the third row.
It's going to be like chocolate sprinkles or something.
Along the underside of the cream.
Okay.
Just the underside. We'll move on to the next one, layer 9.
Layer 9.
And again, just the underside.
Ugh. What's your size on
We'll
this?
move on to layer 10. Add some shading there as well. And the next one, layer 11.
I feel like my brush is like way too big.
Just along the underside. Then the top one, layer 12. Again, along the underside.
All right, we're gonna
add a little bit of warmth to our cream.
we're gonna back up just a little bit. We're gonna delete all that. I'm gonna lighten it up just a little bit. Okay. I know we're kind of going in freeform, but like I feel like her brush was much smaller than mine. And maybe I misheard that step, but I want it to be. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right.
I also want to use
feel a little better about
dark noise brush and
a dark noise
color. Let's use this one. That second color.
Ooh, second color.
And the second row.
Okay.
The opacity of this brush is still at 100%.
All right,
and the
give me a size.
Is at 20%.
20%. Okay.
And let's just gently glaze along that lower edge to add a tiny bit of warmth. We'll do the same for all of these layers. So for layer 11, we'll move our way down this time.
All right.
A little bit of warmth.
I actually don't know where my layers are.
Do it again. Down layer 9. Trying to think of what would rhyme with 9 that would be suitable here, but I can't think of anything.
Looking fine.
Then on to layer 8. Add a little bit of warmth here.
Layer 8. Feeling great.
And then once you have added all that warmth, it's time for warm chocolate. So we can make this look even more tasty.
Yes, please.
Let's create a new layer on top of the whipped cream. Let's
all right.
Plus.
Layer 13.
You know what? Since I'm really happy with all of this whipped cream, we are just going to merge those layers.
Oh, all right. Here we go.
Pinch them together.
All right.
And then let's set this layer to clipping mask. So our chocolate will only show up on our cream.
Beautiful.
Now for the color, we are going to use this color over here, our chocolate color.
That is a chocolate color.
Third row. And for the brush, let's go back to the calligraphy brushes.
Monoline?
Let's keep using the script brush.
Okay, script it is.
Now let's zoom in a little bit. And we'll start at the top. And we are going to make that chocolate drip off of that cream. To about here, then it'll go back up. Follow that curve up here, and every time it'll follow that curve of the cream. So again over here, follow the curve, then go like this, It'll drip down over these little hills of cream. Then we'll go back up. Little drip over here. And then on this side, it'll drip.
I'm in the zone now. Now we're focusing. Getting our chocolate drips going. How big our brush is? What am I doing wrong? Oh crap! What did I do?
Close the shaper at the top. To make this a little bit
Accidentally
thicker.
held the button down.
So on this side we have curves like this, following that cream, and on this
Okay.
side, on the left side, they curve like this. And then once you're happy with all of these curves here, then you can just drag in the color to fill the shape over here as well. And I want to give that chocolate a little bit of volume on the outside so that it's a little bit thicker than the cream. Now to do that, first I'm going to release the clipping mask, tap the layer, then tap clipping mask. Then we'll tap the layer with the cream, then use select, and now here at the bottom use invert. Now there's a selection of everything outside of the cream.
Sorry, I was in the zone. I was like looking at the chocolate, doing the chocolate thing.
I want to give
all right,
chocolate
feeling good.
A little bit of volume on the outside.
Give some chocolate some volume. I got you.
Than the cream.
Okay.
How
are we doing
first,
that?
I'm going to release the clipping mask.
Right, no more clipping mask. Get out of there, clipping mask. We're done with you.
Then we'll tap the layer with the cream. Then use select. And now here at the bottom, use invert. Now there's a select.
You have to say, without the clipping mask, something happens. Right? Now looks real bad. Okay. Don't know what happened here. We're gonna kind of tidy. We're gonna round this out just a little bit. Okay. Not that this is gonna fix it, but hopefully we'll turn the clipping mask back on. I hope. So we're okay. We're falling apart in the 11th hour here, everybody. But we're doing okay. All right, no more clipping mask.
Then we'll tap the layer with the cream. Then use select. And now here at the bottom, use invert.
Okay, select.
Now there's a selection of everything outside of the cream. And we can use that to go back to layer 13 with the chocolate, tap the layer, and then tap clear. So it clears everything that's outside of the layer with the cream.
Ooh, now I want to fix it.
With our script brush.
Okay.
And let's add a little bit of volume here to the chocolate. On this side as well.
Okay. Add in some volume.
So that it's just sticking out a little bit. The next thing we'll do is add a little bit of shading to our chocolate. Now you can either do that by going to the layer and setting it to alpha lock, but if you are afraid you might mess it up, then you can just make a new layer on top by tapping the plus.
We'll definitely screw it up.
Clipping mask.
We're definitely going to do that.
Way you can easily erase the shading, adjust it a little bit, or lower the opacity.
We will butcher.
It just gives
100%.
a lot more flexibility than alpha lock. And for our brush, let's go to the treasure chest brush pack again and use the dark noise brush. And for our
dark noise brush.
Use this one over here, second color in the third row.
Second color, third row. All right.
I'm going to imagine that the light is coming from this direction.
Okay.
So if the light is coming from here,
coming
the
from over here,
shadows will be on the opposite side, here on the right side.
So shadow it up.
Let's make our brush a little bit smaller, 4%.
4%. Ooh, that is
the opacity is still at 100.
Of course.
And let's go along the outsides here to add a little bit of shadow to this chocolate. This is where the shadow will be. And here on this side as well. It might be a little bit subtle if you're looking.
So what am I doing wrong here?
Because of the recording.
Oh, try that.
Might be a little bit darker when you see it on your own.
There we go. All right. Sorry. I know I was like, I'm drawing on the ice cream, not drawing on this. Okay. Okay.
Now, if you like these type of illustrations, creating food, then you might like
Who
the
doesn't?
cupcake tutorial that I have created at Patreon.
Ooh, yep.
There we make nice, realistic looking chocolate.
Good promotion,
Now
Flo.
let's make the brush a
Absolutely.
little
What
bit
else we
bigger.
got?
Let's set it to 20%.
20%.
And imagine how the light is coming from the top, and this chocolate, it's a little bit curved, so light will hit the top, but as it curves inside, it'll have a little bit of shadow here.
Okay.
Very subtle, but it's there.
All right, we're just
So
drawing a
let's
little
darken the
shadow.
lower parts
We're gonna
of that
shadow it
chocolate.
up a little bit.
Let's add a little bit more here. Over here as well, the undersides are a bit darker.
Okay.
And let's
Okay.
also darken the right side of this top part a little bit. And we need a little bit over here. And now let's move on to the highlights, which will really give it that
All right.
chocolate look.
Won't lie,
Let's be safe
her
and do
chocolate,
that on a separate layer as
so
well.
much
So
better
let's
than
tap the plus and set this to clipping mask, so we
Clip.
won't be painting
All
outside.
right. More
of the
clipping
shape.
mask. All right.
And now for the color, let's grab this one over here. Fourth color and the first row.
All right. Little white action.
Let's make the brush small again. Let's set it to 4%.
4%.
And let's make highlights where the light would be hitting. Using light pressure for a little bit of a rounded highlight. And you can go over it again to make it a bit brighter. Here as well, we have a rounded little highlight that follows that curve of the chocolate.
Nice little sunlight.
We'll make it a bit brighter in the center.
Oh yeah. Cool.
And here,
Brighten that bad boy up.
highlight as well. And a little bit brighter here. Little highlight here.
Highlight?
And on this droplet. And over here again. Follow that curve. Over here as well.
Alright.
And this one. Again, curved little highlight. A little bit brighter over here. And then on this side. Just keep following those curves.
Okay. Following the curve, Flo. Going with the flow.
The
Haha.
great thing about doing this on a separate layer with clipping mask is that you can always just tap the end, lower the opacity, or erase parts of the highlights you have added. You are super flexible this way.
Thanks, Flo.
So now you can see we have a nice
How we
chocolate
doing?
look, but to make it look even more realistic, we need a little shadow on the cream. So let's go to the cream layer.
Alright, layer
And
8.
over here as well, we can definitely use a layer that is set to clipping mask. So let's tap the plus,
Okay.
tap the layer, and turn
Turn
on
clipping mask.
So we can
Alright,
add
we're
a
learning.
little bit of a shadow here. Let's go and check our brush. Yeah, the
What we got?
dark noise brush, that's the one we want.
Beautiful.
And for the color, we want the chocolate color. That's
Yeah.
the first color in the third row.
My
The brush is
favorite.
still at 4% in size.
Little
opacity
chocolate
at
action.
100. And now let's go and zoom in a little bit. And let's go along the edges where there would be shadow.
Okay.
Because the light is coming from here and that chocolate is casting a little bit of a shadow.
Shading is tough.
on
Knowing all this
the-
stuff, like, that's tough to know.
Just along the edges. Just follow that curve.
You're gonna do. Oh, yeah. Good idea. Get that out.
Also over here.
I don't have that little,
And let's
little
also
extra.
add a little bit of a
Wish I did.
shadow on this side. Just a tiny one because there's
Little itty bitty tiny,
little light
itty bitty shadow.
from that side so that that shadow will be very subtle.
Okay. All right. Well,
There.
okay.
I also want a brighter highlight on our cup, so let's go to the layer menu and create a layer on top of our cup layer.
Okay. Layer on
Tap the
top.
plus. For the brush, we will go to the fine liner brush, and for the color, we are going to use that fourth color in the first row.
Fourth
The
color.
size of the brush is still at 25%, opacity at 100%.
You say fourth color, third
I'll
row,
make a bright highlight over here.
or first row?
We'll start with a short line
first
here. A little bit of a longer line, short line, longer line. Now to make our coffee more playful, let's put it at an angle And to do that, we are going to select all of the layers again. Let's slide to the right. So all of our layers are blue.
Okay.
And go to the Move and Transform tool. Let's zoom out a little bit.
Already screwed this up. All right.
Let's put it at an angle.
Okay.
And to do that, we are going to select all of the layers again. Let's slide to the right.
All right. Slide to the right.
So
Slide.
all of our layers are blue.
Slide
Go
and
to
slide.
the Move and Transform tool.
Okay.
Let's zoom out a little bit. And now you can use this green little dot.
Okay. Well.
To put your cup at an angle. And maybe we can give it a little bit more volume. I know I made it thin in the beginning, but
make it a little fat. It's more like a
I
mason
can
jar.
make it a bit thicker. Place it about here.
Okay.
Maybe upward here a little bit because I need some space for a shadow later on.
Let's try and snap it off. I think that's my problem.
I think this looks good. Let's tap the arrow and now let's add a little bit of light to the background. Let's go and make a new layer. Let's first tap the plus and drag this layer all the way to the bottom.
All the way to the bottom.
We're going to grab the second color in the first row.
Oh, nice little
And
blue
for our
there.
brush, we are going to go to the airbrushing brushes.
Okay. What do we got?
Use the soft brush.
Beautiful. Already on it. One step ahead. First time
Now
ever.
the opacity of this brush is set to 60%.
Okay.
And let's set the size to 50%.
50%. That's huge.
Now let's lighten up the background here in the center, making rounded motions. And then to make it softer, let's go to the magic wand and then pick Gaussian blur.
Oh, yes. The Gaussian blur.
Slide to the right.
Mm-hmm. What's the percentage? 37?
Until it's nice and soft, let's go for 40%.
40%.
Then we'll go to the layer menu, tap the plus,
Okay.
new layer.
Right above
And
the
then
old
for
one.
the color, we'll grab the third one in
All
the
right. That
first
nice
row.
little.
And for our brush, we will use the medium brush.
Yeah. There we go. Good.
The opacity of this brush is at 100% and the size is at 4%.
4%.
Now we are just going to make a little shadow here. Just make a line over here that is a bit like this. Then just go to Gaussian blur again under the magic wand. Gaussian blur, slide to the right until it looks like this. 19%. I want it to be stretched a little bit, so let's go to the Move and Transform tool. Let's move
Can't
up.
see.
Make sure it's at the free form.
Freeform.
And then just
Snapping.
stretch it a little bit. Place it where you want it.
What do we want?
I'd say over here. And then tap the arrow again.
Cool. All right. Doing okay.
The final touch for our little friend is a face. Let's make a layer on top of all the others. Let's tap the plus.
Back at the very top.
Grab a different color. This one over here, last color in the first row.
Right. Grab the
And for
black.
brush, we'll go back to the treasure chest.
Back to the treasure chest.
Brush pack and use the round chalk brush.
Round chalk. Didn't see that coming.
The opacity of this brush.
Haven't used
is
that
at
brush.
100%. Let's set the size to 40%.
40%.
And let's give
Huge.
it two cute little eyes.
Where are these at? Oh.
Then make the
More
brush
like on
a
the
little bit
second row.
smaller. Let's say 4%.
Okay.
And give it a tiny little mouth. You can hold your pen in place to make it snap to the quick shape. And then we'll add a little bit of lighting effects to these eyes and mouth. Tap a layer, turn on alpha lock.
Okay. Layer.
Switch the
Alpha
color
lock.
to this one over here, fourth color in the first row.
Fourth color.
Let's first give it these little highlights.
Ooh. How cute that is.
Little sparkles.
Oh,
in his
what did I do
eyes,
wrong?
And then a little highlight along the edge here. Over here as well.
Hmm. We missed something. We're gonna come back just a little bit.
Turn on alpha lock. And then switch the color to this one
Oh.
over here, fourth color in the first row.
Okay, we're gonna alpha
Let's
lock
first give it
that color.
these little highlights. These
All right.
little sparkles in his eyes.
There we
and a little
go.
highlight along the edge
How
here.
cute he is.
Over here as well.
All right, little eyeliner. Oops. Oh, he looks sad.
And then finally in its mouth, just on the lower side,
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
And there you
Oh,
have your
looks terrible.
delicious and cute looking iced coffee. You should be proud of yourself. Go ahead and share your coffee. And if you haven't already, then be sure to
Okay.
follow the bubble tea tutorial. And there you have your
All right. Let's take a look here. We've got our coffee, her coffee. You know, I'm not happy with necessarily the shape of my cup or the chocolate on top. We'll say those are the two things that could use a little bit of work. The chocolate on top looks a little bad. Let me just say it looks bad, right? It doesn't look how sharp and great. Yeah, Lowe's looks fantastic. So ours. That said, I'm not unhappy with how this turned out for like a first pass. And we didn't take that much longer than the actual video. We're coming up at the like little 50-minute mark here since we started drawing, and so about 15 minutes over what this said we were going to do. Not bad. I can take that. I'll take that as a win. So again, this is what we have done. I'm okay with this. I would love to see some of your guys' as well. Like I said, this will be going on my Instagram, unbearably positive. So you can just check me out there. And let's see, what else do I think? That's really it. All there is to it. Inktober, everybody. We got this. So far, so good. We're gonna keep this shindig going. So I hope you enjoyed this, and let me know your thoughts, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you'd like to see me try next. And we'll keep this process going. So, and on that note, I believe we are done. Have a great day, beautiful evening, or a good start to the morning.